As we see here, will we see Trident pull off their El Clasico and get really close to the enemy and just start killing console? It looks as though they've ditched that strategy. Looks as though they're actually knifing, which is strange to me because I've never actually seen them win or participate in a knife round. So,
well, other than finals last year, Div 2 finals?
Yeah, other than Div 2 finals last year, yeah. So they obviously understand how much is on the line tonight because they've definitely gone ahead, secured themselves that favoured side, whichever one that may be. I'm not sure what they're going to feel because obviously Mirage Gym, very balanced map, very even map. You can have a great level of skill exhibit on both sides, and it rewards, I think, both CT and Terrorist play if done at a high level.
Yeah, look, a slight CT bias, obviously, as a default, but some of the good Terrorist teams, and we know Trident have been quite proficient on their T side, for example, on Mirage, can really split that map with some decent mid-control and create headaches for CTs rotating between those two sites. But you know, live into the pistol round here, and, well, straight off the bat, we see just the bomb going towards A and the others setting off to create distraction, but Trident not messing about. Aggression from the CTs pushing straight up mid.
Yeah, Breaks found his way right at the top of mid, but he's been spotted out by Alistair, so a bit of a standoff to open up this Trident versus Corvidae matchup, and now Iceman's finally engaged the enemy. He spots one underneath. Steege not willing to take that fight at the moment. He's backed away. Now this is all just settling down into a nice holding pattern, although Urcast finally finds that frag onto Break. He had so much vision there for so long, and Steege gets yellow as well, so starting to unravel here for Trident as Corvidae open up the first two picks.
That's right, they open it up, but of course that bomb is sitting over towards the TRM, is now joined by the third member of Corvidae. They're going to just harass Hats here at the ramp. He takes a lot of damage early on. In fact, he's been binked and has to relinquish his position, 18 HP. He's just holding back in CT spawn, but Urcast finds another frag onto Iceman, and this retake from Trident is going to be very, very difficult as they enter this site.
Nigh on impossible, and it's going to become that much harder as Urcast, and before I even finish my sentence, Alistair's finished off the round, taking down Hats. Beautiful shooting there by Corvidae. I liked what they did on the pistol, spreading out across the map and just picking up those jewels that they wanted to take. They were quite unwilling to take the jewels that Trident wanted them to take, and that was the key there. They showed good discipline and came away with the pistol. But for me, it was definitely... pistols now are, you know, they're worth a lot because you do get those 3 rounds, but it doesn't really show me how the team's going to perform over a long period because they can be extremely random, but obviously Corvidae wants to start the map off well, and now they've strolled into an unopposed B site, and this looks like it's going their way pretty easily.
Yeah, they've just brute forced their way, controlled mid, sent that Mac 10 up short, and it's done a little bit of damage so far, taking down Yellow after some difficulty there, but Urcast just catches Lonsdale, and now, as you can see, the terrorists aren't locked into the B site. They've actually got decent control of the remainder of the map. In fact, Hats just loses a bit of a jewel there at the moment, 8 HP. Trident at the moment just trying to lock what they can in and try and get some exit frags here, pinch a weapon for themselves. As the man in the vent room makes it difficult. Inns taking down Break, Hats falls as well, and now it's just Iceman who falls quite quickly after that. A relatively easy round for Corvidae.
Yeah, they just sort of rolled in here and into that short area, and they went pretty much unopposed, but I mean, that's much the muchness. Trident stacking a lot of their players towards the A side of the affair, not really having any resistance there to speak of before they got in, so it was always going to be a round that went Corvidae's way after they'd pretty much discovered that B was empty from that early push. But now we see Corvidae going pretty aggressive, actually, working their way up mid-con, and this is going to lead to trouble here if they're not careful, but Alice does a fantastic job flicking his crosshair left and right, picking up a double. Gratisfaction will roll in and pick up one, and his teammates trade out. That's a fantastic eco round for Corvidae. They had a lot of fun guns there, a lot of SMGs going on, and you can see their money's nice and strong. Gratisfaction brings up that AWP straight away, Jim, and that's always a strong suit for Corvidae as soon as Gratis gets that AWP in his hands.
Oh, definitely. He's a key element of their strategy, and I mean, as expected, he's going to take that AWP very aggressive, actually, into Palace. So he's going to look to try and open things up there, but in the meantime, the rest of Corvidae, Alistair, just trying to take control of mid. Breaks relinquished his position a little bit, just holding in that mid window. Lonsdale's there to support him, as well as Iceman joining him in the mid connector, but that's just allowed the rest of Trident to just burn up some time here for Corvidae. as Lonsdale takes a peek out short. Gratisfaction.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of the old Trident. I thought they'd be a little bit more aggressive now that they'd picked up a few different players. Like Hats, he provides a lot of skill. Iceman's a great glue player, an old 1.6er, so he's providing some good support. So I thought they'd be a little bit more aggressive here on their CT side and get a little bit more control, but it appears as though they're just letting Corvidae have whatever they want and backing themselves in for a retake strategy on A, or basically just going to fight them to the death, as now Corvidae finally decide they're going to push up mid-con. But Jim, 45 seconds to go and they haven't made a whole lot of leeway here.
Well, I doubt a shot has even been fired for the last 30 seconds, so it's been rather quiet. Zins actually gets himself into the window, so Break could be caught out here in just a moment. Alistair also making his way up the connector. Iceman takes him out, but that lurk from Inns is effective in finding one frag before he's traded out. Gratisfaction finally shows his face out of Palace, and it is a 2 versus 3. That bomb should go down if it ever makes it out of T-spawn. That's a long way away, but Urquhart just has to take that fight there. Does take down Lonsdale, leaves Yellow in a very awkward position as that bomb finally makes its way onto the bomb site. And for a moment there, it was looking very choppy for Corvidae.
Yeah, it was, but they've managed to salvage this round and now in a very strong position here. They've Molotoved off the exact location of the counter-terrorist, and he's going to be best advised. Just back away here, Yellow, and make sure he saves that rifle for next round. But for me, it was about the patience of Gratisfaction there, Jim. They Trident seemed pretty... Now that I've had a look back on that round and noticed all the defensive play, Trident seemed pretty certain that he was going to pick up that AWP in the first gun round, and they looked to be pretty defensive, trying to get him to, show himself and, give away his position. But he did a great job there of just really settling in those A-halls, not giving his position away. He actually didn't even fire an AWP bullet, I don't think, throughout this whole round. And oh my god, he's going to go down. He's lost his AWP. That's tragic Bronson there for Gratisfaction as he goes down with the AWP.
Yeah, I guess the only positive is that the money on Corvidae's side is actually quite healthy. I think it was Urquhart that would have been dropping him that AWP, funnily enough, because he had about $10,000. But yeah, he was content to sit at the back of the Palace and just wait for something to happen. Now he's a little bit more aggressive this round, taking it to mid. Lonsdale does take a lot of damage, down to 9 HP. Trident here on an interesting buy, given that Yellow was able to save out that Colt, obviously, but Gratisfaction finally finds someone in mid and Break on that automatic shotgun buy.
Yeah, this is very worrisome signs here for me for Trident. It's very early days, and I realise it's a best of 3, and it's the first half of the first map, but Corvidae look supremely confident right now in the way they're moving around the map and just taking control of areas. They seem very switched on to what Trident are throwing at them, and the lack of aggression here from Trident is startling, because Corvidae have shown a weakness when you push up on them aggressively and try and get them out of position and take on the battles that you want. On Piston Round, we saw Corvidae do a great job of isolating the players that they wanted to try and duel, but here for me, Trident need to do a little bit more in terms of being aggressive and taking map control away from Corvidae.
Hats catches Gratisfaction off guard, takes him down again, so another expensive round already for Corvidae, having lost an AWP 2 in a row. Lonsdale actually finds Alistair in mid with that deagle, and well, it's all looking up for Trident at the moment. That bomb has gone down, and they're forced to retake here. 4 versus 3, and I think at the moment, Lonsdale's actually taken an AK and will save it. Hats obviously has the AWP as well. The other two that are brought in are just trying to do some damage.
Yeah, but this is weird for me from Hats. He's got such a great position, but it's going to be pretty hard for him to get in the end. But now they're going to make a final push. Hats gets a double. Break picks up the last one, and that very, very late timing there from Trident coming up trumps, as Corvidae fully expected them to be backing away at that point, saving those rifles. They got caught with their pants down just a little bit, and Trident with signs of life there, but brilliant stuff from Hats coming out of Carpet. He really is one of the bright up-and-comers in Australian Counter-Strike at the moment. A fantastic, young, talented player who just needs to stick with it, and he'll get there right up to the top pretty quickly. But great play from him, and finally Trident on the board. But for me, it was more about what Corvidae did to lose that round rather than what Trident did to win it. So it'll be interesting to see if they can make the necessary adjustments, and they have. Look at Break. He's got very aggressive, and he will find that first kill. No,
he didn't have armor.
Yeah.
Instantly aim punched.
I don't know what happened there, but armor or not, I expect a player in the Div 1 caliber to make that sort of kill. But Fortunately, he wasn't able to do that, and now Corvidae right back where they started with that man advantage and also a little bit more momentum.
Yeah, a little bit more momentum this time as they do take control of mid there. Ends in a very aggressive position. Just looking to potentially insert himself into that middle window as the rest of Corvidae just hold and see if any of the CTs get aggressive. Try and retake some of that territory unnecessarily. Lonsdale, though, finds Steege into those B halls. So aggression from Trident paying off.
And it will be Iceman finding one, and Urcast will get the trade, but Hats gets right back on track there. So it's a 3 versus 2. But Alice is in a great position here. I'm not sure. Wasn't probably the best option there, firing away at Hats, but nevertheless, he's forced the rotation from the CTs here away from that B bomb site, and now Gratisfaction is sneaking his way back towards that Bravo site. Now, will he get there in time to catch the enemies off guard? Lonsdale's so close, but the flash is going to alert him to the presence of a team. Not sure at all what Lonsdale is doing there. That is a remarkable play there from Lonsdale. And now it'll all be left on Yellow and his teammate Hats to try and make sure that LSC doesn't get the rub of the green here. But 7 seconds, you expect this one to just peter out, and it does. Finally try and get the round to themselves, but really perplexing death there from Lonsdale.
Yeah, Lonsdale really struggling with the bin there.
Maybe he's trying to get in it.
Maybe going for that Oscar the Grouch play.
Definitely. Can do that. Can see. I mean, we can tell him how to get there. How to get to
the bin.
The bin. I know a bit about being in the bin for periods. It's fine.
But Corvidae on a pistol buy here. They are going to send 4 members into the B halls. That man at the top mid just anchoring things down. Gets taken down.
Yeah, but this is all going to be about this B defense here for Yellow. He spots him out. He's got great timing here on this Molotov. He's going to get that one down, and he's going to pick up one, but In's quick to reply. So Corvidae able to make their way into this B bomb site, and it's a 3 versus 4. But Steege there at a great position with that M4A4 to really open it up. He tries to step on Iceman, and his reflex is a bit too fast there, and Gratis will pick up Iceman. Hats trading pretty quickly. And now it's a 3 versus 1 here for Inns, and he's going to have to do something nothing short of miraculous. He can't even get one. Lonsdale takes it down, and Trident. They're on a bit of a roll now, so while I said danger signs were there, they've really picked up the momentum, and they're starting to make plays now, which is really good to see.
Yeah, just starting to wrestle back some control. This map, that retake there, probably not the ideal scenario for them, given that there was minimal investment coming out from Corvidae, surrendering a plant as well as taking a few casualties as well, but they're now back into it. Trident, at least they're getting some momentum. Their money's okay. Still a little bit choppy in some places, but Corvidae again just going for a slower approach. This time though, they're not so fussed on taking mid early on, perhaps expecting some aggression from Trident.
Yeah, well, Siege has got himself in a good position in that unders tunnel just to come back through mid and support his team. But at the moment, you can see now Corvidae have completely switched up the way they're playing, and this is a battle of 2 teams that just don't want to give away picks at all here. Look at how defensive they're playing. The discipline level is high from both outfits at the moment. They're trying extremely hard to give their opponents nothing at all, and Lonsdale does spot one out, but he won't be able to make that AWP shot connect, and Steege will live to fight another day. Now Gratisfaction's got that scope up on mid as well as he makes his way through the upper part of the middle section on top of that box, trying to find a frag here desperately. 51 seconds, so Corvidae are going to have to make something happen pretty quickly here, Jim.
That's right, they've chewed up a lot of time in getting themselves finally some control of mid. Trident, well, I was going to say until that point hadn't been bothered at all, but Lonsdale gets taken down, pushing short. Again though, Corvidae find another frag somehow. Hat's actually falling as they do pressure this A bomb site. The bomb is now in connector as Break takes it down, looking for that second, not able to get it. He's traded out quite quickly there, and Yellow again left in that short position as 4 of Corvidae remain. They're making it work quite late. They're very, very slow in their approach to these sites, Corvidae, and almost when you think they've run out of time, they seem to make it work as Yellow cleaned up. But interesting approach from Corvidae.
Yeah, and I mean, Trident literally just went away from what won them 3 rounds in a row. They were being aggressive. They, even though Break, went down that round he pushed, there was still definite progression there from Trident, getting nice and aggressive in the face. And they, as soon as they got 3 rounds on the board, they pulled back from that. And Corvidae have immediately snatched back that positioning you spoke of, and they're able to really make that work for them late on in the round. So, nice play from Corvidae, but you just need to question what on earth is going on in Trident land. Is now Corvidae make their way up short. It's going to be Lonsdale opening up, but Alistair's got himself a double now. So the Corvidae machine in full effect there, rolling into B, and now it'll be a 4 versus 2. And it should be the fact that Trident back your way, but Alistair now. I think that's the tray there for Alistair entering that B bomb site, and Iceman left all by himself. Jim, that was a change of pace that was great there from Corvidae.
Well, that completely caught out Trident. Lonsdale wasn't even aware that they were up short, and he was only able to get one. He barely got his grenade off in the opposite direction before he realised that they were right up on him. As last one taken down for Trident, Iceman does fall. Change of tempo there, catching him completely off guard. Corvidae have gone from a slower approach to something like that, and their willingness to change the tempo is something I like.
Yeah, I hope Trident don't stop. I guess they don't stop trying to win rounds by being confident and aggressive. When you're trying to just survive more than you're trying to make plays, it's very difficult to win rounds because you're never in a really good position to make plays. You're always on the back foot, and it doesn't bode well. However, Hats has opened up onto Ins nicely there, and hopefully Trident can make this one work for them, Jim.
That's right, a break again with that shotgun. He's persistent in making that work for him as Yellow does spot out with that Deagle. We know he's been quite damaging at times with it. Grenade skittles past him but doesn't collect him for any damage at all. And Alistair finally collects him. They do get themselves into this B-bomb site. The bomb will make it through. Iceman does fall. Tried to provide some resistance there at the doorway but was quickly dealt with. Hats, though, has a MAC-10.
MAC-10 in a dream for Hats. Does pick up one, and that could be crucial because instead of the pistol getting the kill there, the P250, the MAC-10's picked up. So that's an extra 600 beans, which is almost an upgrade on your armor, or a Saturday night out in Brisbane. whichever way you want to go about it.
Or a quiet evening in Sydney.
Correct. A quiet post-Nats celebration. Of course, Trident will be ever so disappointed if they miss out on the opportunity to get to Sydney Technology Park and play the finals. They've appeared in a few national tournaments towards the back end of last year, and they really wanted to continue on their winning ways, but at the moment, Corvidae have their number booked, and it looks as though the Corvidae machine, although they've already qualified through, Jim, they're looking healthy and well, and those guys, without any one individual player standing out, that's how I know they're playing good Team CS. I haven't really seen anyone in particular apart from one round by Alistair. Everyone's just doing what they should be doing. Yeah,
definitely. I think that's the perfect sentiment to the way that they've been playing at the moment. Is they've been quite strong across the board. Again, Trident, just not too sure what Corvidae are doing here. They've taken slower control this round. They've gone a little bit more A-heavy, though, as you can see, 4 members sitting over towards the A-bomb site. A single man, obviously, in Palace, setting up for a smoke, so Corvidae just changing the tempo again.
Yeah, Hats is going to have to go absolutely mental here because he's all by himself at those bomb boxes. He's resilient, holding a line, but how long will he last? It's all going to be on Hats here to make a play. He's opened up a nice little angle for himself in the smoke, though. He will pick up Gratisfaction. He doesn't! Gratisfaction flicks down to his left and nails Hats through the corner of the wall. That is insanity there from Gratisfaction opening up that bomb site, and well, you can't blame Trident for going downhill very quickly. Gratisfaction, take a bow. That was insane work.
He was playing cat and mouse there with the fishing rod out the Palace. Just not too sure when to pull the trigger, poor old Hats. But now we see them, 8-3.
That was insane from Gratisfaction. I can't believe how far he's come on in terms of the last 6 to 12 months and where he was, and his total skill levels just increased tenfold, so huge pat on the back for Gratisfaction for putting in the work. He really does put in the work if you're wondering how you go from amateur to pro so quick. You put in the time and he's really reaping the rewards, as are the whole of Corvidae. They're looking fantastic, Jim, and this looks to be another just shutout for Spy or Eco round here for Trident.
That's right, Hats actually in the smoke. He gets found out by Ends, who's already on the triple for the round. And Lonsdale and Yellow are both caught it short. Smoked off as well, too. So, that man in the middle that came through, doing his job with the smoke. Oof. They know where Yellow is. He's taking a lot of damage already. Lonsdale, though, is just trying to save his weapon out. And it's a finally balanced act at the moment. Just trying to stay alive in the round.
Yeah, look at the two people on each side facing off, but neither are able to find an angle. It will finally be Urcast opening up, but Yellow's completely crushed his dreams of picking up a free kill, and Urcast goes down to that P250. But Yellow getting pretty antsy here as he tries to find yet another kill. He won't be able to do it, and he'll go down to Alistair there, patiently waiting for his enemy to roll around the corner. 9-3. Jim, what's left in the tank here for Trident? What do they have to do to pull this one out?
Well, at the moment they can't seem to buy around, but I think their very passive play isn't working for them at the moment. I like what they did on pistol. I like how aggressive they got. That's really, since then, we haven't seen any sort of aggression from them at all, and willingness to take some contests in mid. It's just been all Corvidae's way, so really just allowing them to control that key contest area in mid has been their downfall.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, mate, and I think Gratisfaction and also Corvidae as a team have done a great job of balancing his AWP around the map. We've seen him pick a number of times in B, a number of times in mid, but also A-halls as well. So it's a really unexpected attack he's picking up there on an unsuspecting rifler. And now you can see here Corvidae getting up into this window, but Break might be in a position to hear this boost coming in, so it's going to have to be pretty easy as she goes here for Corvidae, but Trident holding strong. For me, though, Jim, they're giving up too much map control once again. Look at the positions that Corvidae are in. They're going to have to do something individually spectacular to pull this one out here, Trident, because Corvidae have all their positions fantastic, and they're just ready to pull the trigger on this push.
That's right, and they've been making it work for them late as well. So taking control of mid-window there, not unbeknownst completely to Trident again. So we're going to see momentarily Inns, again, just get through the window. This setup, though, in mid-connector should buy them at least 2 frags. It does get them a third as well, so Iceman instrumental there, but that bomb is making its way through T-spawn. It is very, very slow to get towards this A-bomb site. In the meantime, that's going to leave poor old Urcast to do the job, the in-game leader, the Mongolian import. But they do make it work. They get that smoke into the site. The bomb will go down momentarily, and it's a 2 versus 2 with this retake to come, Pete.
Yeah, and Lonsdale and Yellow with a mountain of work to do now as Gratisfaction and Urcast fortify their positions in the back of the bomb site. They have decided to huddle up together as Yellow picks up the first kill, and now it's all on Gratisfaction and his AWP to try and make something spectacular happen. He's going to be Molotov out of position, and Yellow will torch him down. So brilliant teamwork there by Trident. I'm really impressed with their cohesiveness there on that retake, both picking the same angle. Was a bit surprised that the boys from Corvidae didn't spread out a little bit more and give themselves a few more options, but nevertheless, Trident will pick up their 4th round, and they need to make this the round that really turns it around for them, Jim. They need to get the last 2 on the board here and go into their T side with some semblance of momentum.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them too, because Corvidae are going to be comfortably able to buy into the next 2 rounds at least, so it's going to be a battle for them. Their money isn't fantastic at the moment. That grenade does not help Corvidae's case at all. Just burying Urcast. You look, he's on 1 HP. Of course, Inns as well on 18. Lonsdale capitalises there on his handiwork with the bowling, but just an advantage now for Trident, and they're making it work. They're contesting mid.
It's almost as if contesting mid and being aggressive has brought them rewards. It's almost as if that has been what the game's been missing all along for them, as Gratis doesn't make that all work for him, but he will still try and find his way into B here, and that second smoke from the counter-terrorist has really put a halt on proceedings here for Corvidae, and Gratisfaction, his teammate Urcast, 1 HP, so 101 points of health between him, and Gratis just agreeing with us. This is a very daunting prospect for him as he nods his crosshair up and down, but that scope will surely be heard by Lonsdale on the balcony, and here comes the flame grenade due to that noise given away, and he should be able to pick out here. Gets Gratisfaction, but Urcast on 1 HP has managed to pick up a kill, and Trident really need to be careful here. They do not want to give away too many guns towards the back end of this round, even though they have it won for sure. What is this plant? How are they even letting him get close to this position? My goodness. Trident playing dangerous Counter-Strike, and it worked for them there. Obviously, 4 versus 1, they were never going to lose it, but a plant and a couple of kills there to Urcast could have made things very interesting for trying to end this gun round, as you can see.
Well, that's right. It could have just absolutely smashed their economy. As you do see now, Corvidae set themselves up for a little bit of mid-control here. That smoke is going to be timed, I believe, into the mid-connector once again. Don't think we get to see it. I'm just assuming from that position. But Trident's break has pushed. And will actually take the first frag there onto Gratisfaction. So, again, a little bit of aggression coming out from the CTs. Has got them the first pick in the round. This time, though, Corvidae haven't been so eager to press the point and take control of mid, though. It's a little bit of a difference in their strategy.
Yeah, I think someone actually lagged out on Corvidae. As you can see, only 1 frag coming up, but 3 players remaining. So someone's disconnected. It has been Urcast disconnecting. So that probably played a role in their lack of aggression in mid when the teammate didn't respond.
Well, that too, and he's the in-game leader for them as well. So when you have no instruction.
It is very difficult. Oh my goodness, Lonsdale, make that work, son. He does eventually take down Steege after a maximum effort for reward, but the last round of the half will peter out pretty meaninglessly after the opening pick by break and the lag out from Urcast with no in-game leader, as you said. Corvidae were never really a chance at winning this one, but it's going to pants break here. Surprised he didn't go for the knife there. You can see Urcast reconnecting, so it won't be a long pause here, which is fantastic for everyone watching at home. But right now, ends with just an insurmountable task ahead of him.
That's right, he's in a bit of a pickle at the moment. He does do the dance around. He's sandwiched from both sides, but somehow manages to make it up the connector into the A-bomb site here. Hats does take him down eventually, though, and I felt as though he survived for way too long.
Oh my goodness, didn't he just?
But he survived long enough for Urcast to get back into the round.
Yeah, that's
or
fine.
The game, rather.
That was, I mean, it was halftime anyway, so it would have been as of no consequence, but Trident, a couple of weird moments there towards the back end of that half. Communication just seems to be a bit of an issue because there was someone, it seemed to be on both sides of midcon just waiting and waiting for that kill, but he's managed to run all the way almost to the bomb site before they've spotted him out. Hopefully that trend doesn't continue. Trident actually did really well there, going down 4-0. And then a bulk period in the middle there as well where Corvidae were on top. But they've done fantastically to round out that half with 3 straight round wins. And at least, Jim, it's given them an outside shot at pulling this one away from Corvidae.
Yeah, just able to wrestle some momentum back. And, I mean, they didn't really do anything outlandish. They just played a little bit more aggressively. And it seemed to work. Corvidae really didn't change anything either, nor should they. It was working for them, as I think there is a disconnect there actually. EAC just proving to be the victor in that instance. But the first half, I felt as though the rounds that Trident were able to get, at least early on, were a result of Corvidae mistakes rather than some Trident solidarity. I mean, other than that, traffic was all Corvidae's half, or all Corvidae's way. Trident were able to actually, in those last few rounds, were starting to play the Counter-Strike that they're better known for, that aggressive and team-orientated play.
Yeah, definitely. Corvidae looked like they were in control of every round. They didn't win every round, obviously. It's 9-6 at the half, but they looked like they were in the winning position. At some point in every round, they looked like they were in a winning position, apart from maybe the last round where Break got that pick and then one of the players disconnected. So for me, they've put together a really strong half, and when you do feel like you're in control of the pace of the game, I definitely think that having that cohesiveness and that tempo working for you is something that does transition between halves. Obviously, the scoreboard doesn't. It starts at 0-0 in the half again. And, you know, you have a chance to really nail down one side and get a roll on in terms of momentum. But for me, the thing that does transition is definitely that chemistry and that timing that they had. And also, you can tell the teamwork was the communication was really clear, because I didn't really feel as though Corvidae at any point was surprised by anything Trident did, apart from that one round where they double stacked midcon, which was just a really gutsy play from Trident and it worked out for them, which I fantastic play for them. But for me, Corvidae should be able to close this one out, because they did look more of a complete team in that half.
Yeah, they did. And Alistair has rejoined us, so we expect this to go live rather shortly. But yeah, as we said, Trident need this this best of 3 because it will secure them passage into the land finals to be held in April. So, at of course, the Sydney Technology Park, the CGPL, the shining diamond in Australian Counter-Strike.
It is. I was lucky enough as a player to capture one of those myself after it eluded me for so long. So it's a very big deal winning the Cyber Gamer League here. It's always has been. It's since pretty much the inception of real competitive CSGO. It's always been the Cyber Gamer Div 1 crown that's been very sought after. This was before, obviously, all these international tournaments regularly had places available, and obviously the ambitions of Australian teams grew largely due to the early groundwork laid by Voxim and all, who became Renegades, and continued by the great work of teams like Legacy, Immunity in particular. Have done a fantastic job being ambassadors for Australian esports and spreading the good word for us and getting us a lot more opportunity. So with that in mind, obviously the Cyber Gamer competition is just a local league. It doesn't league anywhere, but it does lead to CSGO immortality in Australia, which is where everyone wants to be.
That's right, and with all those foreign eyes looking in to our scene and taking an interest with inviting, certainly a premium placed on that, but they're live in the pistol here. Trident straight into this B bomb site. They're being destroyed, but they managed to wrestle it back here. Lonsdale and Hats open up with some key frags, as now Urcast is the one left holding this site before he's now rejoined by Inns and being harassed on the outers there as Alistair actually picks up break in short, and well, they're going to make their way and try and retake this bomb site here, 3 versus 3, as Yellow does find another frag. Urcast also finds one of his own here, and it is now down to what is a 2 versus 2. Alistair gets the jump on Yellow there. Unbeknownst to him, he was right around the corner lurking. Hats, though, 2 versus 1. Now 1 versus 1. Alistair, though, with the jumping USP, takes it out. Now, normally that is the territory of the Glock.
Yeah, definitely. Alistair doing a fantastic job rolling back into that B site, picking up a tray and also the defuse as he whirls his karambit around. So he's going to feel pretty good about that, but geez, you have to feel for Hats there. He opened that up really nicely and then got in a position to clutch, and young man had a lot of pressure on there to deliver the pistol round for his team. Unable to do so, but definitely around that Trident will look back on and wonder what could have been there. As I think they had the site, they had what they needed to. They had what they needed to get basically already. As Grat says, "I know what I need right now." It's a scout headshot and rips the face off Yellow at top of mid. But this is just settling down for me into a pretty standard round for Corvidae Gym. They don't look as though they're going to be caught off guard by any particular push here, because they're getting really good spots on a large portion of the map.
That's right. Very, very passive play from them as well. Alistair might get caught out here, though, but not to be the case. Inns also takes down Iceman there, just trying to get himself up the T-ramp. Alistair, again, just seemingly this master of the tightrope, jumping all around and leaves Break in an untenable position. That flash might even do damage to him there as he's on 2 HP. Steve, though, $900 making it dank bank. Skrilla in his pocket.
Getting that dank bank from Corvidae. Also, Gratisfaction, wielding that dope scope a few times around the map, making that work for him.
Yeah.
This is I guess, a bit of a clinic at the moment here by Corvidae. They're really not looking phased at all by anything Trident have thrown at them thus far.
That's right, they've bought into this round, though, Trident, so they've invested, and they do take control of mid, or at least attempting to at the moment. They need to push Gratisfaction out of that window. They managed to do so with that smoke. Lonsdale's smoke up into the connector there just sees Corvidae have to relinquish a little bit of control, as we do see 4 members of Trident push their way down mid, and will be looking to insert themselves, I'd imagine, into that window room. It's certainly a favoured strategy of those, the Trident team. Usually the territory of Yellow or Break that gets into that vent room, but they haven't done so just yet. They need to go recollect that bomb.
Yeah, but Corvidae just looking so comfortable. There's nothing really going on here at all for Trident, despite their force buy. They've split themselves up in 5 different positions across the entire map, and there's barely anyone within within striking distance of each other to help out in this case. So Hats here has got a lot of pressure on him with this AK, and he's going to have to make something work here. But Gratisfaction picks up a tag, but it won't be enough. Hats replies with that headshot, and now they will slowly fall their way back to B. But two members of Corvidae still anchored in that B side, and that's because of all the information that they're getting from the other side of the map. In's picking up a headshot, and now it's going to be a rough and tumble entry into this bomb site here for Trident. You can see how hard it's going to be as Urcast picks up one, and the last two remaining members of Trident have a lot of work to do, and Urcast will pick up a second, probably a third if he can flick his USP out. He does. Picks up a triple and locks that down for Corvidae. The round that could have been there for Trident, Jim, just never ended up panning out.
Yeah, it was interesting as they gained all the territory and seemingly did nothing with it in middle. I mean, I know they're a proponent of getting someone at least into that vent area, creating that distraction. They seemingly shied away from it that round and, yeah, just split up in 5 different directions. Their Gratisfaction, though, might get caught out here in middle with that Deagle. He's doing the dance, does the battle. Hats takes a lot of damage, though. And they do have some SMGs here, just trying to farm some money. So Urcast takes down Hats, should I say, plural, with that grenade. And Yellow might be able to catch someone out here. His advanced position just misses ins there, but Jesus, action abroad, action aplenty. As it's just break now with that Desert Eagle in mid. They know his position as well, so.
Oofed. Urcast eats lead as Break unloads that clip, firing off one after the other, but he'll tag a couple down. He probably won't get enough. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know how Break's still alive at this point, but he is, and he will get the 13th round on the board for Corvidae. I will backtrack just for one moment, Jim. I did overlook the mention, I guess, of my own team as I was rattling off team names in my head that have impacted the growth of our scene. I neglected to mention the Chiefs team who went overseas recently. And,
this movement
really put themselves on the map as well. But look at Gratisfaction, as you said, the movement there, and he will go ultra aggressive. This is what I thought we'd see from Trident with Break or somebody getting in their faces, but it's not going to work out there for Hats as he rolls into the CT connector, and Iceman gets one, but all of a sudden, Jim, 4 versus 2, and the two terrorists completely split up and out of sync at the moment.
Well, that's right. Iceman goes down with the bomb by himself in A. Lonsdale, not a lot he could do from that position in mid there. He does take down Urcast, but he's going to have his work cut out for him, just trying to get his way back into the A-bomb site. All 3 remaining counter-terrorists are there, and despite Lonsdale just trying to see whether or not he can pick one up through mid, that's going to be to no avail at the moment, and the time is ticking. He doesn't yet have the bomb. Another comfortable round here from Corvidae, unless they take some silly fights.
Yeah, it's really not... It's really not an ideal situation here for Lonsdale. I mean, he's been in better situations in his career, surely. As,
no doubt.
He tries to regain this bomb 3 versus 1, 13 rounds to 6 down, but he will try nonetheless to manipulate this smoke in the best possible way to find one target. That's all he needs. He just needs to find one before things could start unraveling here for Corvidae, but you expect the 3 players on CT to be able to close this one out pretty easily as Lonsdale finally makes his move up the connect, and he will be spotted out, but he should get that spray kill. He does at Stage, able to survive just long enough to take him down. 10 HP is the magic number for Stage. Corvidae rolling on 14 rounds to 6, and Jim, Urcast and Alistair for Corvidae really putting the pain onto Trident right now.
Yeah, they have been, and they've been going around just about their business. I mean, Alistair probably a key example of that. We know Urcast has been opening things up into the site, so we've certainly seen his handiwork, but Alistair, as we say, has just been, going about his business without so much recognition, but getting the frags where his teams needed it, as we now see them actually changing the pace here. Trident, and going for a fast, aggressive A hit. Inzo, perfect position, take one with the double, looks for the triple as well. Might look for the 4th, but it is Alistair just charging over those Tetris boxes to take the remaining 2, and Corvidae just wiped the board with Trident there.
Yeah, that was a fantastic display of counter-grenading there from Corvidae. When the smokes and flashes came over very quickly from Trident, the Molotovs were key there, the flashes were key. They trapped Trident in that, just the area above T-ramp, and that led to disaster. Therefore, the Trident and Corvidae are going to pick up an opening kill as well. That Hat's tagging Gratisfaction down with the scout, but of course the more powerful sniper going the way of Gratisfaction. And now the Corvidae players look to end this map ASAP as Alistair opens up and the Urcast grenade finds its mark onto yellow. All of a sudden, Trident left reeling, Break and Iceman in a 2 versus 4. And both locations are known by Corvidae, so this should be a matter of time here, Jim.
Yeah, Iceman in a pretty tough position in A, gets taken out quite quickly. Break is still making his way towards the A bomb site. He might actually get in and get a plant at the moment because the counter-terrorists have only just made their way across. Now they will catch him out though. Gratisfaction does get tagged, but of course Urcast is one that finishes the deal there. 16-6 to score. And, well, chalk and cheese, these two teams at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I guess that's really displaying to us all why Corvidae has